Welcome to Scot Ferrell Show. Don't turn your TV. No, it's really me. You're so used to only hearing my voice, you get to see me now. Now, let's make some rules right ahead of schedule here. If you don't like what you see, don't email me. Only email me if you think it's wonderful that we've made this progression from audio only to video and audio. Yeah, I'm still doing radio, but this time you can actually see the show. So remember, well, the rules again, if you don't like the view, don't email. Only if you like the view, do you email. Now, if you don't like the view, email those to somebody else and tell them, hey man, you should never do video. Not me. It'll hurt my feelings. I won't know what to do. All right, before we get into this today, I want you to be involved in the show. Well, how can you be involved with my show currently? Well, you can email me or you can send a text. Let me go ahead and read that to you now. I don't have it memorized. If you want to email, send your questions to questions@scotferrell.com. Let's go ahead and spell that because it's so difficult. Mom and Dad wanted to make my life more difficult. It's SCOTFERRELL.com. That's questions@scotferrell.com. Also, you can text us. If you got a question throughout the show, just send us a text. The great thing is, part of my show is question and answer time. So if this is the first time you've heard me on the radio and or TV now, you'll know that eventually I will get to your questions. Actually, because I've gotten so many questions, I think we have a stack this high right now. I'm going to answer questions for half the show today. And then I've got a great guest coming up, Roger Blankenship, who used to be part of Walk Through the Bible. So what I'm going to do is adult questions first hour, and then we're going to answer the kids' questions the second hour. Okay, so very easy. But if you want to text the show, that text is 706-889-9700. Let me give you that one more time. 706-889-9700. So we've got our two forms of communication. We can stay together. I like an interactive show. It helps me do a better job for you. Also, it makes you feel involved because my whole show is about life's the stage, man. Why not make it rock? My goal of my whole show is to give you an opportunity to be a rock star in your own life. If I do that, if I do my job, your life's going to get better. Now, look at my show notes. And my show notes say, talk about this past week in the United States. And I'm fighting it. I fought it all the way here. To tell you how much I fought it, I'm riding here. It's about a 45-minute drive to our studio here right outside the Atlanta area. And I hear a song come on the radio. And it's a song I'm very familiar with. It was a song that I cried to back in late 70s, early 80s after I'd been devastated by my high school girlfriend. Well, it turns out a buddy of mine wrote this song. Maybe you've heard it before. It's Michael Jackson. She's Out of My Life. My wife even started crying in the car. I mean, it's just one of those songs that activates an emotion, not now, but from the way we felt in high school. And her and I were in high school at the time. And if you've been through high school and you've been in love, you've had some form of heartache. And we start singing and listening to the song. And I know the backdrop to the song. Tommy told me how he wrote it, who he wrote it for, how emotional it was to write the song, and what was going on not only in his life, but in our country at that time. And then he told me about how he selected Michael. Well, I want to go to the year specifically for this song. It's 1979, 1980. What was going on in the United States at that time? Well, if you're my age, I'm 50-ish, you'll know. It was the end of the Carter years, and now we have Reagan that's getting ready to be elected in the office. Well, my brother and I had just gotten rid of being worried about the draft. You got to remember, when I was in elementary school, the draft was still in effect, and we were worried about being drafted. And then we got to junior high and on to high school, and we were okay with that. But now our country's transitioning again, and even though Jimmy Carter, I'm filming this in Georgia, is a wonderful human being. I thought he was one of the worst presidents we'd ever seen. And our country was in a downturn, to say the least. So now you've got the election coming up, and you've got Reagan who's getting ready to enter the office. And I was looking for a summer job that summer, and I couldn't get one. Nobody was hiring. There was racial tension, especially in the city of Charlotte where I grew up. Not necessarily in my community, because we were in a very small rural farm community, but in the city there was. And if you look across the nation, every single night on the news, the big three would be telling us doom, gloom, how bad it's going to be, life's over, our country's never going to rebound. And at that time, Time magazine had come out with an article that we were going to freeze to death. There was no global warming. It was actually, we're going to freeze to death. And then we're going to have a race war. And then Ronald Reagan's going to destroy our country. And everybody's going to hate us. And nobody's going to like us. Nobody's going to play with us. And they're going to take their toys and go home. While I'm listening to the song today and listening to Michael sing, I'm thinking about my buddy Tommy and what he was thinking at that time and while he was writing the song. And that song actually went on to be one of Michael's biggest sellers in that genre. And then I fast forwarded to what's happened to our country the last week. Now, I know I'm Captain Obvious here in bringing this up. And I'm not the first guy to talk about this. You've probably already heard more stories than you've ever wanted to hear your entire life on this topic. So I'm going to give you a different twist on this topic instead of the one you've always gotten. Here's what troubles me about this, and it does mirror some of those times in the 70s. What's causing it? Again, I'm a behavior guy. What do I do for a living? I'm a behavior coach. My company goes into other companies and people's homes and people's places and their lives, and we help rearrange the behaviors to make everything peaceful. That's what I do. And if you're peaceful, you're going to be more profitable from a love side and from a business and money side. But what's going on, man? It really is true. Marvin Gaye's song was, "What's going on?" What's really happening in our country? Do I really hate black people? Do all black people really hate white people? Is there a race war coming? Is there a God? Is there no God? Why would God let this happen to our country? What's really going on? Well, I'll tell you. And this is a great thing about behavior. If you've never taken a behavior course in college or in high school or listened to a guy like me on the radio or on TV, I'll give you the first thing. Behavior's learned. Okay, so that being said, now let's categorize that. Let's look at what's going on with the police forces. Let's look at all the cops being shot. Let's look at all the looting that's taken place in the last week in these cities where there's demonstrations. Let's look at the mass sum of people, paid and unpaid protesters, that have stopped traffic. I'm in the Atlanta area, so you've probably seen it either on Fox or CNN about what's going on in our community currently. Why would all these people do these things? Is this one random act of one person who happens to meet another 20,000 people who were going to do one random act by themselves, who have this isolated feeling of racism, bigotry, whatever it is? Or, let me go with another one. Maybe it's orchestrated. Maybe it's a collective group that's decided that they're going to do something disruptive to take down our country. You've probably been sitting at home in your car with your family this week going, man, what's up with these people? Why do they do this? What's going on? Now, let me go ahead and give you that email before I really get into what I'm going to talk about. Questions at scotferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com. Our text line, if you got a little something you want to say about this, 706-889-9700. Again, that's 706-889-9700. Now, when I get back, I'm really going to get into what I think's going on. And sometimes we don't get down to what's up in the behavior world. This I do know. In all the 25 plus years I've done this. Behavior ignored is behavior condoned. So basically, if I see a behavior and I allow that behavior to continuously take place and I don't do anything about it, it will continue. So what you're seeing in our country currently isn't some overnight anger that has just bubbled to the top. It is a series of behaviors that have built on top of each other that are going to be displayed. Naturally, we got an election season right now between now, July, and November. The key is, what are we, you and I, and everyone else, going to do about it? Or are we going to sit by patiently and watch our country go down in flames? What are we going to do? That's the key. Now remember, if you got any questions at scotferrell.com, because when I come back, I'm going to lay out a case of who started it, who's to blame. Naturally, we got to have somebody to blame. I mean, come on. We're always pointing fingers. Who's to blame? But better yet, I just don't like to point fingers. I like to make sure that we know what to do about it. I'm Scot Ferrell. When we get back, we're going to get to that. Don't forget Roger Blankenship is coming up next. I'll be right back.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza, yes to Wing Street Wings, yes to new stuffed garlic knots, and much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu, only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Schottenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Schottenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like meat lovers, backyard barbecue chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Welcome back. I am Scot Ferrell. If you're just tuning in, here's where we left off when we went to the break, because I want to jump back into this because I've got more coming up after this segment. I've got to get it in. What we're discussing, state of our country, what's going on right now, and what's the cause. Now, let me catch you up if you've just come out of a cave somewhere. Got a little racial tension going on in our country right now. The key is, where did it come from? Are cops bad? Are all whites racist? Are all blacks victims? No. Let me keep going on this one. But even though we've got all this going on in our country right now, and this mirrors a lot of what was going on when I was in junior high and high school, What's the cause? I got a book. If you want to go by my website, scotferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com. Got a book coming out. It's not them, it's you. Now, what would the premise of that book be? Well, if it's to a CEO, which that's who I wrote the book to, the premise is that whatever's going on in your life and your company is your fault. CEO, then everybody else. That means it always starts at the top. So I have to go to the top in this situation also. We currently have Rome burning in our country. We've got racial riots. We've got people looting. We've got people destroying property. We've got people looking for a reason to do anything of an odd sort of behavior and still get away with it. We do have people being shot by police officers. We have police officers being shot by individuals. Everything's got a starting point. I used to teach science, and I always believed that a force has got to be acted on to be able to continue. It started at a White House. I remember back in 2008 when the election was taking place, and the Black Panthers were actually guarding the polling areas for Barack Obama. At that time, nobody wanted to say anything. Okay, let's fast forward 8 more years now. Nobody's still willing to say anything. The example you set at the top will be the example that filters down. If you allow malcontents, terrorist groups, and people that generally just hate other people to operate free will with no repercussions and no consequences per se, what do you expect? What do you expect? I'm looking at Fox News right now. I got a little town hall action, and I'm looking at Facebook, and I'm trying to see what's trending right now. And that's what's going on. I love Judge Janine from Fox. She says it's anarchy, not racism. I have to believe that's also true. Let's look at this again. It's not them, it's you. So I have to look at the president. He's the one who sets the tone for our country and for the world because we are the most powerful free nation. He's the one that came out last week and said, cops need to change the way they treat blacks, especially. Cops are the problem. Not malcontents who are breaking the law or doing things illegally, who have an attitude and want to fight with police. That's not the problem. The problem is the police in themselves, because they have this preconceived notion that all blacks commit crimes. That's not even close to being a true narrative. I got a lot of friends around the police department. It's also not true, Barack, that black people are arrested or shot more than whites. That's not true either. 61% of the people that died last year at the hands of police were white guys. There's more of us nationally, so we're going to get shot more. But it starts at the top. So instead of sowing hatred and condoning bad behavior and illegal behavior of terrorists, homegrown and abroad, if you sowed some, hey, why can't we really get along there, Rodney King? You almost look like Janine is right. If you sow the seeds of hatred and discontent, if you have white hating black, and you have non-Christian hating Christian, and you have hate on one side and love on the other, but they can't ever seem to get along with each other, what are you going to have? Complete and total chaos. I didn't always think the rumors were true that I see on most of the news outlets, that it really was a case of let's get the conventions behind us. Let's stir up the country and the hatred and the violence so much in our own country here in the U.S. that you're able to declare martial law and cancel the elections. I really thought people were nuts. I really did. Who said that? I used to laugh at the people on TV. It's been a year now that we've been hearing this. I'm not so sure they're nuts now, especially when I look down on the screen here. Al Sharpton, he's accusing the NRA of only caring about whites. Jesse Jackson, of course, the Reverend Jesse Jackson got in his word this week that all whites are bad. None of which is true. So what do we do about all this? What in the world can we do about this? It's easy. Understand one thing. Police aren't bad. Police are overworked, underpaid. And how would you like it if every time you put on your badge and your uniform, somebody was going to try to kill you every day? You didn't know where it was going to come from. You didn't know if you'd see your wife and kids or your husband and kids again. But you were going to go out there and work that 12-hour shift to protect the public. And let me let that sink into you for a second. What would you do? Let's say you go to a nice office. We've got air conditioning in here. You've got the coffee made. You've got people that you talk to. You're going to get a lunch at 12 to 1. You're going to come back, work till 5, and you're going to go home. Is anybody coming in your office to shoot at you today? No. If you'll notice during the riots in every city, it just wasn't one, when the bullets started flying, everybody decided to go run and jump behind the police, right? Wait, I thought the police were bad. If the police were bad, wouldn't the police turn around and start shooting the people and the civilians? Or is that just something that the president, it's not us, it's you, and the law enforcement people that work for him in a DOJ want to perpetuate that narrative? Well, of course it is. So let me tell you how to stop this in the next 3 minutes of what we got in this segment. Every single thing that you've seen here is learned at home. Every single behavior that you will ever see displayed out in public is learned as a child. So if the malcontents in front of the camera are acting this way right now, it came from mom and dad, or aunt and uncle, or grandma and grandpa, or the kids in their neighborhood. Let me tell you a little something about behavior. We're programmed from 0 to 5, 5 to 11 to 13, and 13 to 18. But the most important part of our entire programming as children and as people is from 0 to 5. So whatever we, a human, sees from 0 to 5, we will display through a subconscious manner the rest of our lives. So if a person is a malcontent who likes to yell at police, has a problem with authority, likes to shoot other people, is extremely violent, guess what? That behavior just didn't start. I didn't get the Aladdin lamp out and rub and get the genie of violence. No, that was learned at home. I wasn't always a law-abiding citizen, okay? I've had guns pointed at me. I've had police threaten to shoot me. I've had handcuffs on me. I've been in multiple police cars. You name it, I've had it happen. I have been stopped for no reason. Why? They knew I was a malcontent with a bad attitude who chances are I could probably be in trouble. Now, I accepted Christ almost 30 years ago, so those behaviors went away. But probably from the age of 13, 14 to 21, I was a malcontent you see on the news now that was threatening police officers. Thought he was a tough guy. Thought he could take on the world. Wanted to cause problems. Wanted to do damage to other people. And what did it get me? Well, I was smart enough to know if a cop had a gun and he asked me to be quiet and he asked me to put my hands in the air or on the steering wheel, the best thing I could do was shut my mouth and do what he asked, because the next thing he was going to do was shoot me. And I knew that there was no other way around this. So we as a nation, if we want to heal, it's about behavior. Behavior ignored, behavior condoned. Stop ignoring bad behavior. How do you do this? Well, talk to your kids first. Talk to people in your community second. What is it we want as a country? We want harmony. You know, God, country, family. It's not that hard. This is what our country was founded on. It's just a matter of, are we willing to do what it's going to take? My pastor said in the pulpit this past week, America's fallen short when it comes to prayer and the spiritual realm, because we have a physical and a spiritual realm. What are we going to do about making sure that's handled? All right, enough said about that. Now, let me rave about what's coming up later in the next hour. Roger Blankenship, CEO of Whitestone Properties, one of the greatest real estate flippers in the United States today. But he's got such a really cool story. I'm going to have him for the whole hour. Now, coming up next with me is mailbag time. I take your questions, and I got a whole stack of them, but keep sending me. Questions at scotferrell.com. Also, our text is 706-889-9700. But when I get back, we're going to tackle the mailbag. I'm Scot Ferrell. Head by the website, scotferrell.com, and I'll see you in just a second.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Shattenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Shattenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like meat lovers, backyard barbecue chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and LJ.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and LJ.
Welcome back to Scot Ferrell's show. Now we get to the most fun part of my show, the mailbag. What is the mailbag if you've never seen the show? Good question. I take your questions via email or text, and then I answer them live on the air. Now I have some rules for this. Don't ask a question that only benefits yourself. If the question benefits more than one person, that's you and everyone else, I'll be glad to answer it. Now, if you have a question that's intimate, because I am a coach and I do consulting for businesses, send that to my website. ScotFerrell.com is that website. Let me spell it. ScotFerrell.com. Now, if you have a question for me that you want me to answer on the air, here's the email. questions@ScotFerrell.com. Also, you can hit us up on text, 706-889-9700. So let me give you that one more time, 706-889-9700. All right, let me go ahead and jump into the mailbag to make sure I can cover all the questions. All right, first question is from Ann in Birmingham, Alabama. Beautiful place. And let me read through it because I don't always get to see the questions first. All right, looks like Ann has recently been offered a job. So she accepted the job and then they took the job back. And she's asking, what do I do? How do I get my emotions back wrapped around being unemployed? That's a good question. I've had that happen to me too. You'll go in, you'll do the interview, they've looked over your resume, and they've said that you are the best candidate that we're ever going to have. And they're going to tell you, hey, your start date's on Monday, make sure you're here at 8, we'll get everything filled out, go by Human Resources. And then on Thursday or Friday, you get a phone call. And it's this little hollow voice on the other side, and they go, and they do a lot of uhs. We're going to go in another direction. You're not exactly what we wanted. Now, 3 days prior, you were the greatest thing they'd ever seen. You were the best candidate they're ever going to have, and now they don't want you. So what do? Well, here's the gift of this whole scenario. Why would you want to work for a company that didn't want you? It's kind of like dating. I can relate anything back to dating. Why would you date someone who didn't want you? Well, it didn't work in job interviews and everything, like still dating. So you go out on a first date, that's your job interview. It's we like each other. And then you go on a second date, normally a second interview, and we still like each other. So now we're going to form a relationship. Well, what would you do if a guy called you on Thursday or Friday and said, look, first date was great. I thought you were great. I've met someone else. It's been great. Go on with life. What would you do? You'd go on with life. So why is the job any more important, so to speak? Well, we take it personally. We've received information that we don't like, and we've decided to personalize information that it's us. They could have had a job candidate come in right after you left the office that had every single qualification that they had ever desired, and they may have been more perfect than you were. Just accept the fact that had you taken that job, it wouldn't have been the best scenario for you. It would have ended badly. Now you are free to go and get a different job. I know this may not be what you want to hear, but it's always a favor when someone doesn't take you and you didn't go get into an environment that wasn't healthy, and then it had an effect on your life and your personal life and everything that you did, where now you just get to go pick a better job that's more perfect for you. So Ann Birmingham, thank you so much. All right, next question. This would be Allison and Dave, Lynchburg, Virginia. If you ever get up there in the fall, it's one of the most pretty parts of the United States. All right, we eat out a lot, and Kim's kids seem to ruin it. Is there anything that we can do? All right, first of all, you could stay at home and never eat out again. It's probably not what you were looking for. Yes, in my book, it's not them, it's you. I interviewed, I want to say almost 200 either senior VPs or general managers of restaurants. Number one complaint from customers currently is unruly children. Number one complaint from staff at a restaurant currently is unruly children. Okay, so we know the problem. Yeah, shake our head here, yeah. What do we do about it? Well, me as a customer, do I have any jurisdiction over another person? Let's say there's 25 of us in a restaurant. Your kids are running around destroying the whole place. Well, I don't own it. I don't employ anybody there. So basically all I'm doing is receiving a meal, I'm paying you some money, and I'm eating the meal and I'm leaving. Well, the only jurisdiction I have over anything here is to, one, complain to your management, and then two, if you don't handle the situation, I can shop with my feet and I can go somewhere else. Does that really handle the problem? And this is what my problem was with this whole sequence here. And Allison and Dave, I feel your pain. I had the same pain this past week. I was in a restaurant the other day, and I don't mind saying what chain this was. It was the Darden Group, and I've bashed Darden Group multiple times. This time, I got to say something nice. It was an Olive Garden. And I asked the manager, okay, we got a kid over here tearing the place up. And I said, come here. I did the wave over, and she knew what it was. And so I asked her, what's the protocol for handling the unrulies? And she said, here's what I do. And she, boom, 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 boom. She gave me 5 action steps that she actually teaches to her staff. And she was the general manager. And I sat there in amazement. Again, I told her what I do for a living. And I said, out of all the interviews I've had in the last 3 years to do my book and part of the show, I haven't had anyone give me a proactive stance. All the general managers and senior VPs normally just complained. Yes, sir, we know that this is a problem. No, we're not going to handle it. Home office has, excuse me, let me get a little water. Home office has asked us not to intervene or say anything. So this young lady actually had 5 steps. And then at the end of those 5, if they didn't work between her staff and the parents, she asked you to leave the restaurant. I was elated. I just couldn't even believe it. So Allison and Dave, I want you to understand something. That's the number one issue that people bring to me about eating out as unruly kids. How do you handle it? You start a uniform policy at every single restaurant that you have that says, if the following takes place, we do the following. Because right now we got kids throwing food at customers. We got kids screaming at the top of their lungs. We got kids running around the restaurant yanking other people's foods off the table. We've got them screaming at other customers. That was just last week for me. I don't know about you. And apparently Allison and Dave are having the same problem too. Now I live in the Atlanta, Georgia area. They're in Lynchburg. And I got an email from somebody in Dallas. I think this is a problem. So, CEOs, if you're listening, give your people the jurisdiction to handle this problem. If this wasn't a 5-year-old, it was a 25-year-old who was either drinking or being disruptive or screaming at people, you would have them arrested. No, you don't get 5-year-olds arrested, but what you do is ask their parents not to come back till they teach their kids. Here's what I know. Again, I went over this last segment. If the behavior is shown in public, that behavior has been displayed in private. I love the parents that used to tell me in my 25 plus years in the classroom, he's never done this before. Mr. Ferrell, he's never acted this way. Yeah, right. Okay, that's nice. Now, you live in a fantasy world, I'm not going to. But Dave and Allison, thank you so much for your question. Let me go on. I'm running out of time here. All right, this is Shauna, Clearwater, Florida. I wish I was there with you currently, Shauna. Be on the beach. I found out that my best friend's boyfriend is cheating on her. What should I do? Wowza. I get this question quite often. Here, you hear my sigh? There's no way to handle this tactfully. Okay, you got two schools of thought. You can tell her or you can not. If you tell her, guess who's going to get blamed? You are. Never fails. I don't understand why we get mad at the messenger. Hey man, I saw the guy. He's got his lips on another girl. Never mind. You're mad at me now, right? Oh, he would never do that. Sure he would. That's why she's coming to you to tell you now. Or you can go with the other school like most guys do and go, never happened. If he wants to find out, he's going to have to find out on his own. Now that's how guys normally handle this. There's no tactful way to do this. Absolutely none. You know her, and you two have had your friendship for many years, probably. Only you know the best course of action. What happens often is you'll take the time to tell someone that you love dearly that their boyfriend or girlfriend's cheating on them. They'll turn around and blame you, and it's the end of the friendship. Now, you also have the flip side. You'll not tell them, and then they'll find out, and then they'll find out that you knew and blame you, and you're still not friends anymore. This is right up there with when your wife asks you, honey, do I look fat in this outfit? My patented answer is, honey, you can never look fat in anything. Because that is a no-win situation. Because if you tell your wife, I did my first wife, I'll never forget it. She walked in, she goes, honey, do I look fat in these jeans? And I said, well, you have been putting on a couple pounds. Slam. That's all I heard when that was the door, slamming. 3 hours later, she finally came out. She still wasn't talking to me, but she came out. Okay, so you understand where I'm going with this. All right, keep in mind, got another segment coming up where I'm going to stay in the mailbag. I've gotten so many questions, I've got to be able to answer them. All right, questions at scotferrell.com. Also, let me give you that text, 706-889-9700. Keep in mind, when you got a best friend that you love, only you know what they feel and what they want and what they care about and what they need. It's like us dudes. We know what's going to destroy one of our buddies, and we go out of our way just not to do it. All right, so keep your questions coming, questions at scotferrell.com. Don't forget, at the top of the hour, I got my special guest, Roger Blankenship, coming up. Also, head on by our Facebook page and throw us a like. I'm Scot Ferrell, and I'll be right back.
Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Switch and save at Shattenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Shattenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like meat lovers, backyard barbecue chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Scot Ferrell, thank you so much for sending your questions. Let me go ahead and hit that text line again, 706-889-9700. Also, if you want to email, you can't text right now. It's questions@scotferrell.com. Now remember, during the mailbag segment, the questions must deal with more than one person, okay? And let me throw another caveat on there because I got a couple of these photos this week. No nude photos. Yes, me as a guy can appreciate them. However, I just appreciate not appreciating all, so just don't send them to me. Do me that favor. Also, don't ask me really, really ridiculously personal questions either. And keep in mind, I'm not a licensed counselor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a guy who does behavior on the radio and on TV, and I have a coaching and consulting company, okay, that helps individuals with their behavior. So we make you rock star in your personal life and your professional life. Okay. All right, now let's get back to the mailbag because I got a stack of questions to go. All right, where are we going to next? It is Jefferson. What do we got? Oh, College Park, Maryland. We go Terps. All right, who do we got? We got Jefferson from College Park, Maryland. All right, Jefferson's question is, my son's marrying an irritating and stupid girl. I'm sorry, this is good. What do I do? Wowza, tell him not to have children first. Don't let him reproduce. Bruh, this is an age-old issue, I have so many folks who come to me and go, man, why is he marrying her? Why is she marrying him? What in the world do they see in them? Well, I think about my in-laws. My in-laws hate me. Look at all the glory here. I can't imagine why. It's been almost 10 years, and I think they dislike me more now, even though I think the last time I saw my in-laws was 3 years ago. So take heart there, Jefferson. Maybe you only see them every 3 years. There's nothing you can do, bruh. Unless she's done something moral or illegally wrong. It's his life, and it's his love, and it's his feelings, and it's what they've developed to each other. Yeah, granted, she may be a little slow, and she may be irritating, but does she love him? Will she love him the rest of their lives? Will she take care of him? Will she be the greatest thing that's ever happened to him? And if you can say yes to those, sometimes you got to back off. This actually reminds me of an episode. One of my favorite shows is The Vicar of Dibley. And he's got a very similar situation, one of the stars on the show. So take heart, Jefferson. Make sure that she loves him. She loves Jesus. She loves being with him. She wants to have kids. Maybe they'll be smarter than she is, and you can roll with it. If that's not the case. Now remember, my in-laws never have to see me. My in-laws literally live 3 minutes from my house, and they haven't seen me in 3 years. Not even at the grocery store. So remember, you don't have to see him if you don't want to. Jefferson, peace and love to you, brother. All right, let me move on. This will be Courtney, Raleigh, North Carolina. Love the triangle. Used to be up there. All right, question. I'm in college. How do I make sure I've selected the correct major? I get this question about 5 to 10 times a week. It's normally when I'm out eating, because for the business I'm in, I meet people at a restaurant or we go have coffee. And I'll talk to the servers. Normally they are college students. And I'll say, what's your name? What's your major? What do you want to do? And we go through this whole song and dance. And then they'll come back to me. And I'm always there at least 30 minutes to an hour. And they'll say, let me run something by you. What do you think about my major? And you've gotten to talk to me for a little bit. And here's what my mom and dad said. And here's what my brother said. And here's what my boyfriend and girlfriend said. What do you think? Well, I got 2 this week that wanted to be special ed teachers. And since my background's special ed, I said, knock it out, rock and roll. But a lot of times I'll get people who say, I just want to help people. Or I just want to do good things for people. Or I just want to be part of the solution. Or I want to feel community. And I'll go, hey, stupid. You still got to pay the bills. That's great. How much debt are you going to have when you get done? That's one of my biggest questions. Why go take on $50,000 to $150,000 worth of debt for an education degree when your starting salary coming out is $40,000? We live in the Atlanta area. $40,000 will barely pay your rent, pay for your car, and feed your groceries. Now tack on kids, we got issues. So I always go back to, when I'm talking about a degree program, what's your purpose? Why did God put you on this planet? Again, if you're going to major in something, you're going to get a college degree, and the reason we go to college is to learn, but we go there so we can provide for the rest of our lives, right? We go, take 4 years, get our knowledge base, take our skill set, combine those two things, and then we take those out to the community, to an employer, nonprofit, to a community, to the world, and we support ourselves that way. Well, why would you intentionally go get a major that you can't support yourself in? I know when I came out of high school, prior to getting thrown out and losing all my scholarships, mine was nuclear engineering, fashion design, and music school. I was fairly talented, and I could do some math too. And I threw it all away on drugs, sex, women, and alcohol. So nobody wanted me, and my high school principal decided to throw me out and not let me come back. He did let me graduate, but only if I didn't come back. So let me look at you. So let's look. What's your purpose? What did God put you on the planet for? What's your skill set? What is it that people just go, oh my God, you're a rock star doing that. Oh my God, you're amazing at that. You have so much talent in this area. Okay? So there's 2. What if people around you said, hey man, this is great. Now let's look at this. Did you go and look on the internet or talk to a guidance counselor or talk to a counselor at the college and look up the income? I'm passionate about comic books. I love comic books. I have comic book rings on my hand. I don't have my Green Lantern ring on, but I will have it later. Nobody's going to pay me to look at comic books. Nobody's going to pay me to draw. I can't draw. Nobody's going to pay me associated with that passion. Excuse me. What am I gifted at? Speaking, TV, radio. I've been doing behavior a little over 25 years. That's my gift. I write books. I've got another book coming up. I've got one bestseller. That was my gift as far as what God gave me to do. I'm really good at helping people sit down, figure out their purpose and plan and direction, and then helping them implement it and giving them steps to do it. Let me ask you, Courtney, and being in Raleigh, there's so much opportunity there, and you got 3 of the best universities in the world right there within 20 miles of each other. What do you want? I'm going to ask you right now. It's just you and I, so relax. It's just me. What do you want? What do you want out of life? I'll take it you're about 20-ish. What do you want the rest of your life to be like? I'm 50-ish currently. I know what the rest of my life's going to look like in my head. So what's your dream in the old noodle here? What do you want the last chapter to look like? First to last, what is it? What's the job? What's the profession? What are you doing every single day? What do your kids look like? Who did you marry? Where you living? What's the climate? What's the outlook? What's the job? What's the progression? So many of us get hooked up in, I just want to do good for people, I want to help people, I love kids. That's great. I mean, that's great to have. But let's look at the hard side of this. Can you support yourself the rest of your life doing whatever it is that you want? And if you go into debt for this college degree, which most do now, can you pay the debt back? Okay, I know this irresponsible government we have right now is trying to say, you don't know anything, not going to work. Can you pay the debt back? So if you go into debt at $50,000, $100,000, is it feasible that you can pay that back? If the answer is yes, and last time I looked, I actually stopped and asked a career person, a guidance counselor, and a college counselor the other day. They say mathematics, finance, the business area of finance will always pay the loan back. Currently, that's it from what they told me. So if that major, and you did not give me your major there, it's not within that realm, really check out. I know what I did. I worked a full-time job in the morning and at night, coached basketball, and took a full load and still finished in 4 years, graduated with honors. So it can be done. Everybody does it every day. I walked out of school with no debt. So keep that in mind when you're doing your major. No, I'm not throwing a wet blanket on your dreams and your love and everything else, but I'm wanting you to take a real look at why you're doing what you're going to do, and will it provide for you the rest of your life? That's all I'm saying. Now, if you want to get in on the action, the text is 706-889-9700. Email bag is questions@scotferrell.com. Remember the rules, no nude photos, and it's got to apply to more than one person. If you've got a personal question, or you want me to come into your company, or you want me to help you with your family or marriage, parenting, whatever it is, go to my website, scotferrell.com, SCOTFERRELL.com. Send me an email that way. My staff will get the email to me. What we'll do is we'll set up a time to either talk on the phone or do Skype. I do a lot of Skype. And then we'll work out what's got to get done. Now, my next guest coming up in the next hour, Roger Blankenship. I met Roger. He's one of the coolest people in the world, but I don't bring people on my show because they're cool. I bring them on because they're experts. Roger's got the distinction of being affiliated with one of the top Christian organizations in the world, Walk Through the Bible, on top of being one of the best real estate investors in the U.S. Now, we're going to spend the whole hour together, but you're going to want to absorb what Roger's got to say. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead to questions@scotferrell.com. If not, stick around. Roger Blankenship is coming up, and you don't want to miss it. I'm Scot Ferrell. I'll be right back.